coming up on this episode of the Village Idiom.
That would be a cool prison to go to, though, eh?
Would it?
Just kangaroos
It's
running
more
around.
like Survivor.
It'd be like guys just on a barbecue, cooking kangaroo meat, surfing all day.
That's exactly what it was
That's
like.
not better.
Village Idiom.
Hello, and welcome to the Village Idiom.
That's right, a podcast that takes a shallow little dippity dive into a popular idiom or saying or phrase, whatever tickles our fancy.
Oh man,
Absolutely. That's an idiom, right? Tickle your fancy.
It's been a while since my fancy was tickled, but it's okay.
We will take the time to look at its meaning of the idiom, its origin, but we'll mostly just use it to hang our conversation on.
It's fun having just a little pivot piece
I know, right?
to force you into learning into new directions, and
We're just trying to be educators here.
yeah, that's what we are.
My name is Jurassic Mark,
And I am Skinny.
and here's a little taste of today's idiom.
I order you to pay the original fine. Next case.
Well, I didn't want to do this. But
I'm calling Kangaroo.Court on this court.
Kangaroo.Court. It's a Kangaroo.Court.
I'm calling Kangaroo.Court
Call it.
because...
And you know what? I'm going to toss in my countersuit. Charlie Kelly.
There you go. It's a Kangaroo Court. As today's idiom, Kangaroo Court. We'll get to it in a minute. How's your week been?
I had an amazing week.
Yeah? Something fun come up or just good in general?
Yeah,
Summertime?
Get into it, but I love summer.
That's
These,
good.
whether it's just out soaking up some sun or doing those little extra projects,
Right, totally.
there just seems like, I don't know, it's just like an infusion of energy that comes with the sun being out.
It's a good thing. It's
Yeah, I
awesome.
like
I
it.
love it.
I like it.
love
I'm in.
I know I say this countless times, but when the sun is out and I get to take the top down on the Jeep,
Sun's out, guns out.
I was out with...
Boom, boom. You've been working it, buddy.
I was out with a bunch of people for lunch today. We were all leaving from the same place.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, who can drive? Let's all pile in. And everyone, I was the last one to come out of the building. And everyone's like, oh, we're good. We don't, because I was going to offer to drive 3 people.
Right.
They're like, oh, just hop in with us. I'm like, my top is down.
You were...
I will drive the Jeep. Like, I'm not getting into your cramped up car.
Right.
When I
Put me in the back of your
I'm going to
Pinto.
take my shirt off
Right.
and drive around town.
I'm doing this.
Didn't take my shirt off, but I did go topless, so to speak.
That's fantastic. I had an out of the blue experience from a friend on Sunday.
Okay.
He was he's in the car business, and he says, "Hey, I got
Like car racing?
nope." He's in the car selling business.
Got it.
And a mutual friend of ours, and he says, you know, I've got this car. I don't need it this afternoon. I
thought I overheard you. Okay, keep going.
He goes, I was told you kind of wanted to drive one, and so like it's yours for the afternoon. And so I was out with a friend. I'm in the middle of Gold Hunt 2 right now.
Right. Which you'll have to listen back to previous episodes.
Yeah, so we're out hunting for gold, and so I was out with my friend Julian and his kids in a Porsche 911.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's like driving a rocket ship.
Did you feel it? Was it fantastic?
Okay, so I pull out of the office parking lot, and I'm like, let's just see what this thing can do. Just kind of give yourself that little, see if your blood is still flowing. Well, I floor it, and then I was scared for the rest of the afternoon to do it again.
Really? Did it suck you back?
Okay, so it throws you into the chair in terror, and it feels like, because my vehicle just like floats on the road like it is like a blimpy type.
Well, they do
No, here
call
I
boats
come.
like cars like that boats, right? So it floats along.
Exactly.
No,
And
yours
so
is not
normally
really a boat, but
it's not boat. It's but
it's a sedan.
yeah, this old Volvo, but it just floats along the road. The shocks are all terrible and all the rest of it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I just like, here I come down the road, but not this thing. It's like, wow. And like it's got that cool little spoiler on the back that pops
Prevents you from leaving the earth.
Yeah, because you feel like you're gonna go.
Oh, it moves?
Yes, the spoiler retracts.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was so fun and so fast and so terrifying.
That's so great.
Yeah, it was.
I wonder how many people have called 911 in a wrecked 911, in a wrecked 911.
Probably. Well, you'd have to prove it without just hearsay kind of evidence.
Yeah, that's right. It's got to be above board.
So as long as no one's filming anything, it didn't happen.
Way to keep it on target with our Kangaroo.Court theme for the day.
Thank you. I was dragging it back around.
I know. I did it different. You
not venture
gave
it
me
off.
the look. People who listen regularly will notice. I just jumped right in. Let's just throw it out there.
I like different.
Clip right out of the gate.
Different is good.
Yeah.
So this in the Kangaroo Court gold hunt mashup.
Okay.
So we're searching for gold, traveling through Vancouver looking for answers to riddles and
All the
locations and all the
clues
rest of it. But people's comments online, because there's a community of people who are doing it, thousands of people, and not everyone happy with all the process of everything, and so how they are they are their own judge and jury on these people, like ethics and
Like
stuff.
out on the road, like you're running into people, or
like people that
or
aren't happy with
online, on
stuff. It's like
forum.
people make up like crazy stories about like they must be doing this. I think this whole thing is a giant money laundering scheme.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
And so they've got their makeshift evidence that it's like, well, it's a company. Why would a company take in like selling out a product to people, and then I just think it's a money laundering scheme. I'm like, I kind of think, don't most businesses just
It's all money laundering. If you buy something, if you sell something and make money from the sale of that,
money laundering. People's funny online conspiracy
Well, there was a lot
theories.
of skeptics on the first round, and then the random
And it was real.
neighborhood Joes
And
get
it was
$100
real.
grand each, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
So now it's like just Area 51
Right.
people, and that whole made up Kangaroo Court thing I think is funny.
yeah."
Just like
a
where you don't have enough information, your people's brains just make up crap to kind of fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
It's like, this is unreasonable.
We're all deciding this. It's there's another word I was thinking of. It left me, where it's just like lynch mob sort of
Lynch
mentality.
mob. That's a great one.
Right? Where
Yeah.
it's just like we are the judge and the jury, like you
Judging
said.
without all the facts.
Yeah.
It's like Judge Dredd.
Oh man, I
Where
haven't
you are
thought of that for a long
where
time.
you are the police officer, the executioner, the judge, the whole deal.
Have you ever gotten jury duty?
I was called in for jury duty one time, but circumstances wouldn't allow for it with my family dynamics, so I didn't have to do it.
Oh, okay. But did you go through any process
Yeah,
to do with it?
No, I had to go to the courthouse, and they're like, hey, tell us a bit about yourself. I'm like, this is a bit me, I said, actually, the circumstances around it are challenging for me at this time. They're like, is this something that you want to be excused from? I'm like, if they're like,
It was that easy to get out of it?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I always have this picture in my head. It's like you get jury duty.
Now
And it's like your life goes on pause. You have
Well,
no choice.
That would be amazing. I think you're like, the way that works, I think your employer like has to let you go.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah, so like there's like super busy times of the year, like Christmas or something. If I could get some jury duty,
Just get a little more. I don't know if you want to spend Christmas holidays, though.
there he is.
I think you want
There he is on a jury duty.
Or
I
you
can't.
want to be away from
Jury
family.
duty. Oh, I can't do the shopping. Oh, jury duty. Curse you again, jury duty.
That's
He
too
said
funny.
duty. The other one on that kind of fake, trumped up, with half facts, makes me think of like Judge Wapner.
Yeah, People's Court.
That whole People's Court kind of thing. So
Yeah.
your clip really kind of,
It was that idea. Yeah.
we don't have all the details.
Yeah.
Wapner's coming.
Yeah, and it's amazing to me that people agree. Like it's a TV
Dun,
show.
dun. Dun, 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 dun.
It's a TV show, but this is a real judge. So whatever he decides, that's the way it is. Okay, people just love to be on the TV,
Dun,
right?
dun, dun. Yeah. That's funny. Unofficial.
And Rusty, the bailiff,
Dun, dun, dun,
he's
dun.
like 100 years old. It's like just running
Stop there, you kids. But yeah, Judge Wapner, I was watching this one where he was, they were saying that the boyfriend was giving harassing phone calls. Well, how much time? And the judge is going, well, how much of your time was he wasting? 3 months. He wasted 3 months. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 3 months. Well, because I don't believe that he wasted like 3 months. How much of the 3 months? Well, 3 months. And he started just kind of getting that
The nitpicky.
that angry. He's like, so I don't believe that it was 3 months of your, I believe overall it was 3 months. of that 3 months, how much time?
Yeah.
How much time per day times how many, days, weeks? How much time did he waste? And the lady said, 3 months. And he just threw up his hands and said, God bless America. Yeah. Which just cracked me up. He's just like, I'm so done with you.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's so good.
Well, you kind of get to be judge and jury and everything as a parent.
Yeah.
It's just
You did this? No, I didn't. You did.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd.
You can just, exactly. You just get to decide.
Didn't even Judge Dredd, didn't he have to teleconference it to the actual judges who passed some sort of
I
sentence?
do not remember.
But then I think he
other
carried
than
out
the fact
execution.
that wasn't there a live action Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone?
Yes, there was.
Yeah,
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I remember that. Judge Dreadlocks.
Oh,
That's what that should have been. There's your riddling. It's coming up later.
Okay, I'll try to remember it.
Try to remember that. Yeah, so kangaroo courts. We'll get into origins in a minute, but
I had a question for you.
oh, okay. You can cut me off right there.
We're going to get into...
No, not origins. I was just going to give...
I'm making sure you have transition time. You want to get into some origins?
No, what were you going to say?
Have you ever eaten any weird meat? Weird animal meat?
Yeah, I
Because
have.
kangaroo meat is a thing.
I've eaten it.
No.
I have indeed.
You've eaten a kangaroo.
Yep.
That's
It
crazy.
was a ground kangaroo meat slider.
Crazy.
I'll be honest, it was a little rubbery,
Really?
which I thought was ironic for a jumping animal.
They just ground the rubbery.
Or not ironic at all.
Maybe he's made of elastic bands.
That's why they can jump like that. They're so rubbery. Have you ever tried kangaroo meat? They're so
I haven't.
I threw it on the ground, bounced right back up. Okay, that part's a lie.
Less of a slider,
But it was
more
it
of a
was,
bouncy ball.
It was actually so. It was a food truck scenario where they had
Kangaroo
I
hanging
had
from the back?
a trio of sliders. I've been to this place twice. One time I had camel, kangaroo, and I think rattlesnake.
What
And
kind
the
of
next
food
time-
truck is this?
Yeah, it was expensive because it's like exotic meats, right?
Absolutely. So it turns out that there's a thing called kangatarianism.
Where you only eat kangaroo.
No. Good day, mate. Throw a
Are you a
kangaroo in the
vegetarian or something? No, I'm a
I'm a kangatarian.
kangatarian.
So yeah, so it's a diet which the only meat you're allowed is kangaroo meat.
That's what I said.
And full vegetarian after that. So it's full vegetarian and kangaroo meat.
Oh, okay, I get it.
So your protein, your meat intake is only kangaroo.
Wow,
Kangatarian.
kangatarian.
It's a thing.
Like that.
I wish I was making a joke after this.
People actually live by that.
It's
Like,
a
no, I can't have that. I'm a kangatarian.
I'm a kangatarian.
I'm a kangatarian.
Good day.
That's not a knife. Okay, before we get into origins, just to clear the air, because we've been joking or whatever, but the actual meaning of a kangaroo court is like a sham legal proceedings set up in order to give the impression of a legit, like court proceedings, but it is not. And there's a variety of ways it cannot be, but they offer no impartial justice. And in fact, that's kind of the deal, is it's so not impartial.
Right.
It's just set up to look like we went through the hoops.
Dun, dun, dun.
But they didn't go through the hoops.
Right.
Sometimes, well, you know what? That kind of borders on origin, so let's do this.
I said some words, where'd they go? Where'd they go? No one can know. I turned around and looked behind. Those words came from another mind. Origins.
There we go. So
beautiful.
let's for sure get into origins. What I was going to say is kangaroo courts where they kind of apply, where it makes sense, is in situations where they can't actually have a properly. So think of like communities that have evolved on their own in like a prison system, where it's like they're doing their own decision making. They're not involving the guards.
Right.
That would be a kangaroo court that actually is kind of necessary. Or like soldiers on the field where they gotta we gotta make a decision. It comes down to like a voting situation. So still would be considered a kangaroo court because it's not legal, but it becomes mandatory at that point.
I don't dispute that people do it, but this basically, you just described like the internet forums.
Well, yeah, wow.
Because it's like people
Like
get
they-
like a little snippet of information.
They do have options on there.
They get a little snippet of information and then they run with it.
Oh, brutal.
And so, yeah.
There's nothing more bottom feeder like than the comments under anything on the internet.
Sometimes just for fun, there's YouTube channels that I just go to read the comments.
Totally, yeah.
I don't even know what the video's about, but you know that these people are just full of vitriol.
Okay, just total side note that, Instagram, I have a few celebrities I follow, and you kind of, I'll add that. And there are some that are sketchy in what they post. You're like, okay, they're trying to get followers or whatever. You're like, man. And then there's Miley Cyrus. So started following her, and she started posting nastier stuff. But the funny thing is some of the other artists, if you want to call it that, people are like, you go girl, woo. Miley Cyrus, people are like, you should stop. Why do you keep posting these? Oh, where's Hannah Montana? You should. We don't.
Put your blonde wig back on.
We don't need this. Why are you doing? It's just sadness. Every comment. Oh.
How have you wrecked it today, Miley?
Yeah, exactly. Stop. Can you stop?
God bless America.
Oh, nobody's unfollowing, but
right.
They're still sad.
Sometimes with those Kangaroo.Court things, you're just like, how crazy will this go?
Yeah.
This could go right off the rails at any time. So it's fun.
Well, the origins of this is going to be interesting because the origins of Kangaroo.Court and as an idiom being used for that is literally unknown. It is all speculation, 100%. Some we've had versions, but you kind of narrow it down to like, this is probably what it is. This one, I'll tell you what's out there, but it's
do tell.
It's not. There's no decision. So you would
jump
think,
right into it.
What country would you think this came from?
Well, I'm going to go with Australia.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It is. That's the one thing we know. It probably did not come from Australia.
Well, where else has kangaroos to make this
so
an idiom
when
from?
it became an idiom and more popular, was in the United States, right around the time that the United States became aware of Australia and its animals. And so suddenly it was kind of a thing, like it was a new thing, this bouncing animal.
Right, it's crazy.
Yeah, so most likely from USA, kangaroos were known in the States by around the 1800s because of their jumping. The earliest known citation of it was also American in a collection of magazine articles by Philip Paxton. The earliest one I could find, it said, by unanimous vote, Judge G was elected to the bench and the Mustang or Kangaroo Court regularly organized, which is interesting because Mustang Court was what was said before Kangaroo Court.
Well, that sounds crazy. Because if you go Kangaroo Court and like some sort of legal problems, you have to go Australia because it's like a penal colony.
That's a good point.
I know. So it has to be Australia.
Well, the kangaroos are for sure Australian.
Yeah, they had a
their
Kangaroo
accent.
Court beforehand. I don't know.
Yeah.
gotta
Well, you know
be.
what? There would have been kangaroo courts in Australia when they were just a prison.
Because there is a prison.
So my example in the beginning,
it's
when
like
it
a
was
big
just
Alcatraz.
prisoners having to make their own decisions.
That would be a cool prison to go to, though, eh?
Would it?
There's just kangaroos
It's
running
more
around.
like Survivor.
It'd be like guys just on a barbecue, cooking kangaroo meat, surfing all day.
That's exactly what it was
That's
like.
not that. They're like, I love it here.
Going back to Mustang Courts, this was kind of cool. So Mustang Courts is actually, to me, makes more sense, but we'll explain why they think it flipped over to kangaroo. So Mustang, or anything wild animal, is considered unruly or out of control, right? It's uncontrolled, and a Mustang is half wild horse, half tame horse. That's what a Mustang is. So you've got tame horses in the Wild West of the 1800s, and a wild horse sneaks in, does his business, and now you've got a Mustang. That's what a Mustang is. So if you've got a Mustang Court, it's hanging on to control by a thread. It's half wild.
A horse just coming behind a fence, just sneaking along,
like sneaking into the girl's dorm.
looking around over the.
Throws a pebble first.
Hey, psst, hey, wild guy. And she's like, nay. That's terrible. so anyhow, I don't think of a kangaroo as wild. I've got to pet kangaroos.
Well, that doesn't mean they didn't start out wild. Those are tame kangaroos.
No, it was
All animals used to be wild. think about that for a second. If all animals used to be wild, do you think there was ever a time where people were just living on off the land, and from over the ridge comes like a pack of poodles, and they're just like, ooh, and there's
Here they
actual
come.
fear?
Well, it would be more terrifying if a pack of kangaroo came.
That's for sure.
Because those things
What's a
look like bodybuilders.
Have you seen, what is it, Roger the kangaroo?
They just are all flexed
They
out. all
look
the
like
time.
actually flexed. That guy,
like-
that guy passed away.
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah,
Just all the time.
Look up Roger the kangaroo. Maybe add the word muscles to make sure. He was the largest kangaroo in captivity or something. 6'7", and he just looks like the pose you were just doing. He looks just like go.
Like you're not gonna
Like
mess
he's bursting
with that.
blood vessels just standing there for the photo. Yeah.
I heard another possible origin that was interesting, related to the gold rush,
Yeah.
and
So that would be the same time zone where it's probably switched from Mustang to kangaroo.
they would people who were claim jumpers.
That's right.
So trying claim jumpers in a kangaroo court.
Yeah, that was their. They probably started with one guy. He gets his stuff taken from him by a claim jumper, and he's just like,
He goes from one claim to another, jumping like a kangaroo,
"You're like a stinking kangaroo."
jumping around like a Mustang,
And the other guy's going, "What's a kangaroo?"
jumping around like a Mustang. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I don't know. We've always used that.
No, we've always used Mustang about the courts.
Jumping around like a Mustang. This makes no sense. We should get something that jumps around, like rabbit court.
Oh, nice. How come I see? It's all the way things just time out, right? Claim jumper. It probably would have been a rabbit court if Australia wasn't just being discovered by 1800s United States at the time.
Maybe
It was like an interesting thing. It was like, oh, there's this island. We're sending our criminals there.
England got to it first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still part of the Commonwealth.
Still part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Everybody. So here's another fun one. Claim jumper. So sticking with the jumping thing, could also be in the court when you jump to conclusions, or you skip over evidence, or you leap over a whole section.
Leaping over evidence. That's fine.
That's where.
That sounds kangaroo courty.
Yeah, that's another version of where it came from. And then almost lastly, which I think is stupid, but it's out there, is another possibility is that the phrase could refer to the pouch of a kangaroo. So in court, if you have someone in your pocket, like they're on your side, it's all worked out.
I wonder if at these points you just start wedging things in.
I think that's what happens.
Like,
Yeah.
because then you could just go koala court.
Right.
All marsupial court. Whatever.
Got someone in your pocket.
I wonder if like lady kangaroos just have like filthy pouch with full of like just like the contents of a purse.
They gotta dump it out every once in a while.
Every once in a while, just gotta clean that pouch out. Hairbrush.
I can't believe what you have in there. That's crazy. That's crazy.
She crazy.
He's crazy. Good eye.
She's all muscle bound.
Speaking of Australia, I heard a funny thing. You know, like if you're just like, I don't know, mocking the Australian accent, what's the go-to phrase besides what we've already done?
The good day, mate. Shrimp on the Barbie.
Shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah.
So apparently Australians, I just read this, maybe it was this one person's point of view, but they're like, you know that we don't call shrimp. We use prawn, the word prawn for everything. So we almost never say throw shrimp on the Barbie. We say throw prawns.
That sounds like something that people who throw shrimp on the Barbie would say to throw us off.
to throw us off. It's like Canadians never say A.
Exactly. We never say that, eh?
We hate maple syrup. Don't know where that got started.
Beavers.
Sorry.
the last Canadian thing.
I've seen a bunch of T-shirts around Canada Day that have maple leaf and just the word sorry. That's awesome.
When in the Okanagan, you've probably been there as well. In Lake Country, Okanagan, they have a kangaroo zoo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
That's
so
not that far away.
we-
That must be
we've been-
freezing for those poor little kangaroos.
They just climb into each other's pouches,
It's
an
like
inception.
Inception.
An inception of kangaroo. And so you could go and they bring out like a half a dozen little joeys.
Okay.
And so you can just hold like little kangaroos. And then
That's so great. Did you do this?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I did it in 2017 on 3 minutes.
These are great stories. If you could combine holding a Joey kangaroo and driving a 911
That'd be
That'd
amazing.
be awesome.
That's more like the Ricky Bobby with the cougar in a car. Get down, Karen.
I really thought I could do that.
Yeah, and so you can go to a kangaroo petting zoo.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I don't think of them as ferociously wild, but I'm sure those ones have just been bred to be docile.
Yeah.
Or they're all piped up on Valium or
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know.
So,
Just say no, kangaroo.
just say no. Hey, turn off your stuff, man.
There's a bus.
Here we go.
Quick, let me throw you under it.
Wait, I tried to. There we go, but it didn't work.
Let's see what we can get.
There were some examples of Kangaroo.Court, and one of the first ones that came up was the People's Court of Nazi Germany. So they convicted people who were suspected of being involved with the failed plot to assassinate Hitler.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that is notoriously called a Kangaroo Court.
We have ways of making you talk, old man.
Kangaroo
Dun, 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 dun.
Anyway, I just thought it's funny that when you Google Kangaroo Court, up comes a picture of Hitler. Things got quiet.
Wow. I got dark really quick. So here's my joke.
Okay, give it to me.
But it's not like a joke. It's just more of an observation that amused me.
Okay, because mine's terrible.
Okay. That if you took a female caribou and mated it with a T-Rex,
Okay.
that's what a
Oh.
I know. Those little arms like a T-Rex and a caribou.
Wow.
I know. So it's not real funny.
Kind of kept the tail of the T-Rex.
It's a T-Rex.
It is.
But like some sort of elk, caribou, deer, antelope type thing.
Oh my goodness.
But a female caribou. And
Oh my goodness.
I know, so not real funny.
Okay, not a joke. Which, for the record, we challenge each other to come with an original joke. But that's a great joke replacement. Just an observation. That's like, what if
It's like a T-Rex.
suddenly evolution makes sense?
It all makes sense. That's where
All
the
coming-
that's where the
all coming
T-Rex is.
It's all coming together.
That's why
now.
they look so beefy.
Okay, listen to this.
Like one. You're yelling. Do you understand the English language?
Wait, you're yelling, you're laughing.
Do you understand the English language?
This is Kangaroo Court, sir.
Do you know what? No, we're not in Australia.
I mean,
You can literally hear the actors cracking up. This little clip from Rick and Morty for you.
Dan Harmon.
Yeah, it was so
Justin
good.
Roiland.
So good.
That's funny stuff.
Okay,
Okay,
I do
so-
have a joke.
okay, you
Mine
tell me
is
your
more
terrible
like, I do this a lot. Maybe it's because I work with kids a lot. And anyway, this is more out of the kid-friendly joke book.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do you know why the Spice... This is so terrible. I don't even want to tell it. Do you know why the Spice Girls only date Australians?
No.
Because if you wanna be my lover...
Well, wallaby.
Yeah.
I like it. So that's good.
That's stupid.
Wallaby.
That's
Is
terrible.
David Beckham Australian?
I don't know. No, he can't be. He's British. Posh would never date an Australian.
She knows better.
He does better than that.
Throw that prawn on the barbie.
Well, let me introduce you to a little game we like to play called Riddlink.
Do you tell exactly how does it work?
Good question, Skinny. Riddlink is a game we like to play where we have a two-part trivia-based question that requires a two-part overlapping answer. And it's usually tongue-in-cheek and pretty stupid, and it's a lot of fun. So,
We'll start you off with an easy one.
Give me one.
Let me give you one. Get things going.
okay.
Children's entertainer Bob Keeshan
Oh, man.
made unsubstantiated accusations in a legal arena.
Oh, Captain Kangaroo.Court.
There you go.
I did not know his real name, but I'm like, who else ends with kangaroo?
How many kangaroo child entertainers are there?
Oh,
He's like
man.
mix of like that Beatles Ringo Starr
But that's before
and like
our
Jeffrey
time, right?
Dahmer. Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember that.
I remember like clips of it on
Yeah.
documentaries.
It's so far back.
Yeah.
I doubt he's with us still, but anyway,
Yeah, probably not.
Bob Keeshan.
Bob Keeshan. Okay, I got
What do you
one
got for
you.
me?
This is a sham legal proceeding done by the singer of Hole. Not Goose Hole. The band Hole.
That is Kangaroo Courtney Love.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Nice work.
How about this? Your no evidence legal defense has more holes in it than Kurt Cobain's wife.
What? Get out of here. Kangaroo.Court in love. No way. Wow, great minds.
Yeah.
Great minds.
Your defense has more holes in it than Kurt Cobain's wife.
Oh, I missed that.
I know. I had to tell you again. I could see that it wasn't registering.
I was just taken back that we had the same answer. Wow, that's great, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is cleverly crafted.
Yeah, there's layers for those who are students of
Hole.
of Hole and the Nirvana.
The Cobain family.
Yes.
Okay, I got one more I'm going to leave for our Village Idiom children who are listening out there.
Let me tell them how to get a hold of us.
Perfect.
Would you please drop us a DM at the.village.idiom for our Instagram, or send us an email through at thevillageidiompodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us from Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube if you search for 3 Minutes Gone.
Perfect. Okay, so here's my riddle-link for everyone out there. It goes a little something like this. The mascot of the 1982 Commonwealth Games was a kangaroo named this, and starred as the White Witch of Narnia.
I like it.
Right?
Yeah, I got pieces of all that. Well, if you enjoyed today's podcast, throw us a like.
If you didn't enjoy it, tell us. And still press like.
Still press that like button. And
but you can just hit it harder. If you're angry, if you hated this,
just use your fist instead
hit
of
the
your
like
finger.
button, but just bang it.
But it's been fun to make.
All right.
So, I am Skinny.
I am Jurassic Dundee Mark.
And these are the Village Idioms.
Shut up, shut up, shut up. Sit up, sit up, sit